Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 12. This was the season finale episode. I will be honest with you guys, I had to drag myself over to my phone to watch this episode. I really was over it, but we here now, okay? I have watched the episode, and we are going to talk about it. This is the week that everybody has really had to solidified their decisions, decide if they're ready to love. They also met the family of the gentleman, the ladies did. And so we are going to talk about what happened on the episode. Shouldn't take too long. So let's get to it. All right. So we pick up with Sydney and Jonte Field having a conversation. About what happened in the whole Shiloh thing. Basically what they get down to is that Phil was not trying to hurt her. That's all that Sydney needed to know. She just needed to know that he wasn't trying to hurt her or, cause her any ill intent. And once she gets some clarity on that, she is just going to continue in this process, thinking of Jonte Field the way that he treats her. Like not really think about what's going on with him and other people, but how he treats her. And that's not something that she's gotten from him. So she is not going to concern herself with it any further. She knows that she has a good time with him. They're reminiscing on some of their other dates. And I mean, that's really it. They gonna keep pushing. She like him and he like her. So let's get on to these family meetups. So the first family meetup, we have Frank, Mumin, and Sydney. Now, Sydney shows up first. She meets with his family. I thought it went well. Sydney was asking, was he ready? Would he be a good dad? Questions like that. What similarities they have. She says that they are a lot alike. She can almost tell what Frank is thinking or what Frank is going to do. They've mentioned that several times. When being asked about being ready for love or being ready for marriage, it's interesting that Frank's family always is like, well, he's ready, but with the right person. We know that already. Like, why do people feel the need to put that disclaimer in? You gonna be ready for the wrong person? No, we know it is ready for the right person. They talk a lot about how Frank is going places and he needs somebody that's going to be there with him and to support him. And I really would like to know where Frank is going. Like, I'm not trying to get in his business, but sometimes when they talked, it almost made it seem like he not still trying to find his way, but he's like, I don't know, like maybe the path has been difficult for him. Maybe I'm reading between the lines too much, but sometimes when they talk about Frank, it's always like, yeah, he really has grown. He really is a different person. And, he's on his way to some things. Well, what is he on his way to? Because if I got to follow his lead, I need to know where he's going. It's very important, you guys, very important. When it comes down to it, they like Sydney in regards to personality. Sydney does have a great personality, but when it comes down to family values and what's really going to work for Frank long term, they like Mumin a lot more. And I noticed him and Mumin were a lot closer than they usually are, like as they sat together. So they must have been spending some other time together outside of the show. Mumin says that she may want maybe 3 children, and that she does want to raise them in a home with good, strong Christian values. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Frank Christian? Because I know with the sex thing, well, that doesn't mean he's not. That definitely don't mean you're not a Christian. But I just remember them talking about that, and he seemed to be more on a different wave than like on a religion wave. So somebody tell me about that. I'm not really sure. But yeah, that's something that Mumin is wanting to do, and the family is feeling it. Frank's family is feeling it. So they like Mumin for him, but ultimately it is going to be Frank's decision. All right, so next we have, who were the next meetups? I'll go with Sabrina and Walter. I know it's Walter's sister, and did he say his mother, or was that his No, I think that was his mom, I think. Or was it his aunt? It was an older black woman. I think I heard him say Tia, which would be aunt, right? All right, anyway, it was an older woman, okay? It was a sister and an older woman. So they're meeting Sabrina for the first time. I like what Sabrina showed up in. She had herself real covered. It was loose and flowy. Very nice to meet the family in. when they sit down, they start asking Sabrina questions, and they come to find that Walter has not given them the right information. Walter says she was from Virginia, born in Virginia or something like that, and she was actually born in Seoul, Korea. I don't know how Walter would forget that, because that is Sabrina's tagline. You know, I was born in Korea, I'm half Korean. I was born in Korea, I'm half Korean. She lets everybody know, but you can look at her and tell, you know, she got a little something going on, whether she tells us or not. But yeah, Sabrina was like, Virginia. So she kind of giving Walter the side eye. She does ask questions to his family as well. They're asking her questions about how she knew Walter was the one. I don't know. Like, I'm just, I'll hold on to that statement. But it just doesn't seem to me, even though these two have been, no, I'm not going to hold on. Even though these two have been on dates and they've been going out together and they've been on the show during this time, it just doesn't seem like they know each other all that well. It just seems very surface, even though I know it's going to be, because this show is not like months and months long, but it just seems too surface, if you know, if I'm saying it right. But even when she describes how she knew Walter was that one for her, I don't know if I was 100% buying it. You know, his aura, and even the sister was like, really? They've talked about children at length. You guys, Sabrina's not having any more children. I don't think she wants any more children. She had her daughter when she was 37. I don't think she is in it to have more children. And I'm not going to hold you. I don't think Walter wants any children. I know he says he does, but I just don't believe him. I don't believe he does. But they've talked about that. And the older woman asked, does your daughter want a father in her life? And Sabrina answered in a way that I probably would have answered. My daughter wants happiness in her life. And she knows that I'm dating, and she knows that I might find somebody. But most of all, what my daughter wants and what I want for her is to be happy. And honey, that is the truth. So yeah, I mean, the family meetup, it was interesting. It was interesting is all I got for the meetup with Sabrina and Walter. The sister says she's very different from what Walter normally brings around, and I have a feeling that that means older and perhaps a little less ratchet. No shade to the ex that we did meet, but you know, Walter, I don't know if he got a type or not. But we know he normally does date somewhat younger. So yeah, you guys, Sabrina and Walter, I don't know. And she also is feeling some type of way that Walter is not affectionate. So while his family is saying that he normally is affectionate, she's surprised because she doesn't really get that out of Walter. On top of that, we know that Sabrina has said before in other episodes that Walter doesn't really reach out to her either. So yeah, y'all, there's that. All right, the next meetup we have is between Sydney and Dante Phil. Sydney looked very beautiful coming in. It was risque to be wearing the Meet the Family. I don't know if I would have pulled it off, but she looked amazing. The family thought she looked amazing. It is Dante Phil's cousin and Dante Phil's aunt. He is counting on the cousin to ask the tough questions, and the cousin did. The cousin delivered. She wasn't rude or anything like that, but she did deliver some questions, one in particular that I liked. But everything went well. They like Sydney. The cousin does ask, because they bring up her other options since they didn't see Sydney the other night. I'm guessing the first night they got there. So they do ask about her other options. And the cousin said, okay, so if you hadn't have met Phil, would you be with this other guy, Frank? And child, Sydney was just like, that's a good question. Let me get right so I can answer it. Which she does end up answering and said that Frank and her do click. They have similar friendship circles. However, Phil is different for her. Phil is a change of pace for her. Phil is a calm for her. This is peace for her. She says that Phil can be very talkative. They talk on the phone for 2 and 3 hours sometimes. The family seems surprised by that because Dante Phil, is apparently pretty quiet within the family too. But I guess in the right situations, he does come out of his shell. And so this is a change of pace for Sydney. I do have I'm going to sum up everything at the end of what I'm thinking with the couples. So I will save that. But yeah, she said this is a change of pace for her, and she's really been enjoying Dante Phil. The family seems to like Sydney. They think that she has a good head on her shoulders. Now it's just all about you know, if she's gonna choose this other guy, because Sydney does say when she leaves that she is still thinking about Frank and she's still trying to decide what's up. So yeah, that's the situation between Sydney and Dante Field. Boy, Aisha and Dante. This meetup was interesting. So Dante is having his friend come over. I forgot the friend's name, but I didn't forget the brother's name. Leroy, because I ain't heard that name in a minute. Leroy and the cousin are coming over to meet Aisha. He's giving them the rundown before she gets in there, and she comes in. She looked beautiful. She comes in and she is telling them her story. Y'all know Aisha will lay her story out for you. She does share that she has been single for 2 years, going into 3. She had to really wait before she started dating because she wanted to make sure her children were good. Okay, they are a product of divorce, and she wanted to make sure they knew it wasn't their fault. You know, Aisha lays it out. Okay, it's almost like she knows, or she's in expectation of what people are going to ask her. I don't know if people have asked her these questions before, but everything that you could possibly be thinking, she just go ahead and lay it out for you. Like, yeah, I wasn't dating in the beginning. Yeah, I was making sure my children were straight. Yep, I got my children in therapy. Yep, my children are doing good. Yep, my children know I'm dating. Yep, my children want me to find somebody. Like, you don't have no time. She wrapped that stuff up and give it to you back in a box. And so they were just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, good. You know, you sound like you got your head on straight. Okay. So after Dante makes her some food, they go sit down and they're talking, and the subject of the household comes up. And Aisha says, you know, I'm kind of more of a you know, I want to make sure I take care of home. I was raised by Southern women. I want to be courted, and then I want to be able to show how I lay a house out. You know, you court me, I show you how I can make your life better, your home better. And she's kind of looking at Dante every time she says something. You know, they locking eyes and showing their chemistry and whatnot. And so Leroy, the brother, is just like, okay, now what does that mean? Does that mean that you are expecting for the man to be the financial provider, and then the woman, you know, take care of the household? And Aisha was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to pass me a bill or two. And Leroy said, a bill or two. But Aisha ends up saying, you know, she is a woman. She understands that she could do a lot of things, but she wants to be able to rest in her feminine energy and take care of her home, take care of the children, take care of her man, maybe be cooking in some lingerie. That's what she want to do. Now, Aisha, is she not what everybody saying that everybody be talking about that they want? Now, which one is it? Because Leroy was bothered by that. Leroy said, well, my mom, you know, was a single mom, and she taught me how to fish, and she taught me how to do all kinds of things. And Aisha said, I understand, and I can do all of that. But I'm not trying to. And I think Aisha's point was, I can do all of those things, but if I have a man in my life that's supposed to make the load easier, why am I doing all of those things? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not trying to be moving as a single woman if there is somebody in my house. It's just the bottom line. And you can take that however you want, whether you want to take it with money, time, resource, whatever you want to take it with. I'm not going to there's no point in being two single people in being in a relationship and both of y'all just moving like single people. Like, no. So I understand, Leroy, what you're saying. I understand your mom had to be, you know, both man and woman in your life, but Aisha's telling you that she's not going to do that. So big ups to your mama, but Aisha said that she's not going to do that. And if Dante can't get with it, then, you know, I guess they won't be together, but she's telling you, Leroy, that that's not going on. And I thought it was interesting that he was the one bothered and Dante wasn't. Dante was just like, you know, that would be an adjustment for me. And she also has to think about that he probably, well, not probably, I don't know if his finances are going, a bulk of his finances are going towards his children as well. So that'll be something to think about too. But, you know, Dante said it would be an adjustment for him, but it seems like he didn't have an argument with adjusting. Leroy had an argument. He didn't like that. He said that anything a woman can do, anything a man can do, a woman can do, which I disagree. Okay, but that's what Leroy said. But overall, they did seem to like Aisha. At least Aisha's hard not to like. I think she has a really, really great personality, and she explains herself very, very well. All right, y'all. So we get to the ending, and I'm gonna be honest. I kind of did a little fast forward and through here because, you know, let's just get on with it. So first, I'm gonna go in no particular order. Let's start with the easiest. Aisha and Dante. They have chosen each other. They talk about the reasons why they chose each other. Dante says he feels like when they had the opportunity to click, it came at the right moment. So it may not have started off that way, but it ended up that way. And Aisha just loves that when it was time for her to be vulnerable, Dante stepped up and allowed her to be vulnerable. And that is what sealed the deal on her connection with him. They give each other a hug, give each other a kiss. It's real, real nice. Out of all the couples, this is the one where I see at least some chemistry. Do I see it lasting long term? I've been wrong before. I don't see any of these couples lasting long term though. But I mean, like I said, I have been wrong before. But I do think Aisha will get attention because I do like the way that Aisha showed up on the show. I really do. I think she is beautiful. I think she's confident. I think she's fun. I think she has her head truly in the right place. And I think she's going to be all right. I think Dante's okay too. He just got, his he comes with three other people, six if you include the mamas. But I know Aisha also has her too. But it only comes with one dad. So yeah, I mean I just, if they make it, I think that'll be great, but I'm just not really sure. But they do have, out of all the couples, that is where I see at least some chemistry. Now, next couple, Mumin and Frank. Mumin looked very beautiful coming down those stairs. Those yellow shoes were a risk I wouldn't have taken, but she pulled it off. She looked very good. She comes down and Frank says that he is ready to be that one for her. He's ready to be that right man for her. And he even willing to take it on to church if she want to go to church. Mumin says she really does appreciate it. She gave him time to make his decision and to figure it out. And she just appreciates the fact that he was always honest with her, always clear with her from day one. And I got to give Frank credit. He has done that. With these two, even though I do think they have some type of physical chemistry, and they come from similar backgrounds, so they probably have something in common. I just don't see it for these two either. And in all honesty, something about Mumin's vibe, it's like she almost knew it. Like, yeah, this probably ain't, I don't really know about this, but we gonna see. We gonna have fun while it lasts, was kind of the vibe that I got from her. And Frank, child, I don't even know. Y'all can tell me what y'all think about Frank. Now, the next couple, Sydney and Dante Phil just seemed relieved that he was able to get Sydney. I hate to say that, but he seemed so relieved when they got to that bridge and she was standing out there. He definitely chose her, and she says that she chose him too. She keeps talking though about how different he is and how much of a change of pace he is and all of this peace that he's able to provide her and how they've clicked. And I think that all of that is beautiful and well. The reason why I have reservations when it comes to Sydney and Dante Phil is because she keeps bringing that up. Sydney has admitted that she is used to dating ballers. She's used to dating athletes. She's used to dating people that are on the scene. Dante Phil is going to be a change of pace for her. My worry with Dante Phil is that he will not be able to keep up with Sydney. And that's not to say that girls that are more, lively and bubbly and more out there don't get with guys that are more quiet or shy. That happens all the time. It happens very often. I would say as long as Dante Phil is very, very secure, he will probably be fine with Sydney. But I don't think Sydney is going to ever be like a stay-at-home type. She's going to be out. She's going to be vibing. She's going to be talking to people. She might even be a little flirtatious. You see how you saw the dress she came out there on the bridge in, the dress that she made the family in. She ain't never going to be super duper covered up or none of those other things. So you're going to have to be a very confident person to be with her. And I'm not saying that Dante Phil isn't. I just don't know. I don't know. I just hope that Sydney's not just trying something different just to be trying it, only to get bored with it and throw it away. All right, but we'll see. Like I said, I've been wrong before, but those two, I just might be good, might be a good balance for them both, but it also could just be too uneven. So we're going to see how that goes. But he is way more into her than she's into him. I did see that. Now, lastly, the couple that y'all all talking about, Walter and Sabrina. I don't know if they planned it, but they showed up dressed similar. Again, I think these two look great together. Walter says from the day he woke up at the retreat was the day he knew that she was the one for him. I said, okay, Walter. And Sabrina says, that's all nice and well, but I'm going to have to choose me. And Sabrina's reasons are because she doesn't feel like Walter really wants her. She does not feel like she's his first choice. She doesn't feel that at all. She hasn't received any calls. She hasn't received any texts. And Walter admits, I ain't talked to her since she met my family, but I thought we was good. And like I said, Sabrina has brought that up before, that she doesn't really get a lot from Walter. And she wasn't really sure. But now at the end, she's just saying, listen, I want somebody who truly does want me. And I don't really feel that from you. So she ends up choosing herself, gives Walter a hug, walks away. Walter looked surprised, but he didn't look concerned, if you know what I mean. He looked like, oh, dang, I thought we was both on the same page, that we was going to choose each other at the end so we could be on the show. Because you can't tell me that Walter did not want to make it to the end of the show. And you also can't tell me that Sabrina didn't want to make it to the end of the show as well. I think she wanted to as well. And Walter was just going to be the one that she was going to do it with. But, if something popped off between her and Walter, she was going to take it. But I just think both of them wanted to make it to the end of the show, honestly. Some people are saying that Walter wasn't that interested in her because of her age. But listen, Mumin was younger. And he wasn't showing that much interest in her either. Even she mentioned that he wasn't really even reaching out to her that much. So I just think maybe that's Walter's way. Like maybe he's used to getting pursued more. Maybe he's used to the women coming after him. I'm not really sure. But I don't think he really wants any of them. I don't think Walter wants anybody. And I don't think it has anything to do with his healing and the fact that he hasn't got over. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think Walter is a perpetual bachelor. I think he likes being a bachelor. I do not think he wants children. I don't care what anybody says. I don't think he wants children. I think he likes where he's at. I think he likes what he's doing. And if he can get a woman like in her mid to late 30s, that is what he will continue to date. Until he, has some type of back injury or some type of fatality. And then he'll link up with the woman who will take care of him. That's how I think Walter's going to play life. As far as Sabrina, I think Sabrina's fine. I personally think Sabrina's seeing somebody already. I don't know why I think that, but I think Sabrina's going to be fine. I know that she is in her 40s, but she seems to be well adjusted to her life. She seems to be taking good care of her daughter. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm just going to say it because it's always kind of been in the back of my mind to say, if I get to my 40s and I'm single, I would much rather be a single woman than to be a single man. Because I have some older single male friends and it just seems lonely for them. Not all of them. And they do get dates and they do get women. But, having a relationship is different from having relationships. And I do have relationships and I make sure to be intentional about those, to keep those in my life. Even if the romance is not there, the relationships are very steady. And sometimes I feel like that's not necessarily something that men do with one another. Not all the time. Not all the time. And so it just seems like it could get a little lonely. I don't know if I'm right on that. It just seems like it. So yeah, I think Sabrina's gonna be fine. She's well adjusted. She seems to have tight relationship circles. She got her daughter. Child, she'll be all right. All right. Good for her. Don't even try to fake the funk. And we can all keep it moving. Who do y'all think is going to be together at the reunion? I personally don't think anybody is still going to be together, but maybe Aisha and Dante. And other people might be together for appearances, but we will have to just see what goes on. Do I want to review the reunion? No, I don't. But, I'm going to do it for y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see y'all for the next video. Bye.